Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Plugged Up podcast, the only podcast that's filmed both in my shed and in your heart. Diego is indeed the GOAT for bringing the ice out here, and my phone. Shout out to best fucking production assistant that's ever existed. Whenever we blow up, he's gonna be like Young Jamie. Do you guys know who Young Jamie is?
That's some serious ice cubes.
This is genuinely
it's like a fucking
cartoon-ass ice cube.
One of the old-fashioned ones?
That's old-fashioned. Like, I need an orange and a cherry.
Oh, God, you feel me?
Diego's definitely...
I got Jones Soda and aged smoky tequila.
I'm on my DK grind right now.
Oh, God, I'm on my DK grind.
Like, what? Yo.
Pinky's high. For the king.
You feel me? We in the cut. Yeah.
Cheers. All right, cheers. So, the people to my right-hand side need no introduction, but please, let the people know who we're here with today.
Man, my name is Connor Gibbons, alternative pop, punk, hip-hop star, man. Yeah, that's me. I make really music that, I don't know, you can, probably relate to about depression, anxieties, heartbreak, while also having a lit and fun time. Yes, sir.
Okay.
My name is 64 Panda. I'm a rock star from Dallas, but I feel like, I live everywhere. I'm in the Pandaverse, and you guys are here. So, yeah, we're in the cut. What up, my son?
Fuck yeah.
Honor. Yeah.
Oh, man. I feel excited getting to have this conversation with you guys today, just because I've been looking forward to it for maybe 2 or 3 days. So, let's start out with the shit show that was yesterday. Y'all tell me how the show went, and then me and Matt will tell you how our night went, okay?
Okay, bet. Yeah, man. We were at the Chloe show yesterday. Huge shout out to Chloe Joven, for real, man. Huge shout out to her. Dude, that shit was lit. It was honestly, it was one of the most well put together lineup vibes that show wise that I've been on in a long time. Because usually it's just like a shit show. They're just whoever and whatever on the lineup, And so this one was very well orchestrated and put together, and it just had a very nice smooth ride between each person. It wasn't it wasn't a clusterfuck. It was really nice. It was really intimate, venue and setting too, because it was at a house, so it was a nice house show.
Okay.
Right. And I haven't done a house show since 2018. So
the thing about house shows is that there's different levels to them too, right? So there's the grimy house shows, and there's have you guys ever been a singer-songwriter house show? I
kind of feel that's what the vibe of last night almost kind of was.
Damn, my fucking God.
It was so bro, Luke.
It was
dude, Stevie made cupcakes. She made strawberry cupcakes. I was devouring them. Dude, every time.
Cookies?
Yes, bro, cookies. Everybody was just in the cut, bro. People that brought stuff kind of just here.
Golly.
Everybody was cool.
Everyone was vibe.
Everybody I talked to, turned around and spoke to, was not weird.
Yeah, they were literally there to vibe, network, and have a good time. To where it was very easy to not get caught up on just chilling on your phone in your corner of the room for the night. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody there did something too.
Nah, for real, it was really cool. It was a nice change of pace.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's one of the things I miss about living in Dallas when I was away. All kind of smaller states have to fight way harder to build that type of community, but now there's just because law of averages, there's so many people, so many different creatives that live in Dallas that just make shit happen, bro. I really need to be tapped back in. So this whole next fucking summer year that I'm gonna be dedicated to living in the city, we're clicked up, dude. We're gonna make it happen. Start hanging out way more often.
Have to.
Yes, bro.
Yeah. So tell me more about the community of people that you've built over the time that we last spoke, because I think the last time we actually hung out was the night of the Astra show in 2019. So it was really pre-COVID times, or right around COVID.
It was pre-COVID times for sure. Because bro, it's because I remember I saw you, but we didn't really get to hang out at that Astra show. We just kind of got to chop it up real quick, dap up, hey, and then everyone was running around with the chicken with his head cut off. I feel the last time I got to really sit down with you was when we were at Otis One Out's crib in fucking I think it was Anna or something like that.
Oh, and yeah.
And then we made that song together, Lyra Shine, with Lil HBK's brother. What the fuck was his name?
I forgot his name, but that kid's probably one of those little somewhere dicked off in the cut.
Nah, for real.
in the industry.
Oh, Huncho, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The song was clean too.
Yeah.
Bro, it was like, bro, it shook me that little bro was like 13, bro. I was like, what the fuck? Like, you're 13, like doing this shit? Like,
Mad
that's
Ox vibes.
crazy. Nah, for real. Like, you starting young, like,
I love seeing that.
go, bro, for real.
I love seeing that.
But shit, man. I guess like just like with the community I built, really, man. I took a lot of time off, like from really like I guess when COVID hit, like 2020. Well, yeah, 2020. That's when the DLC dropped. And so really, I don't know. I kind of went through like a huge like ego kind of trip. Like I felt like the world owed me some shit, and like the world ain't owe me shit, and still doesn't owe me shit. And so like. I really just deleted everything, bro. Like I was off of social medias for like a whole year and like didn't like I don't know, man. I just was like figuring out myself a lot more and just getting more in tune. And so I think by me doing that and then coming back into like music in a new like headspace and like not so like everyone has to praise me like ego temperature, you know what I'm saying? Like it just kind of was like, all right, like I need to refine my purpose of like why I'm even doing this shit, because it wasn't to like have no ego-filled like bullshit drive. It was to like change the world and like help people out and just like be the best person I can be, like, you know. And with me going into this new mindset and making the new music that I make and just like everything that's been going, really the community I've built has been nothing but like a ton of supportive and like positive and loving people. Like, bro, like it's growing like a giant family. Like I don't even call like the people that like my music or support what I do, I don't even call them fans, bro. Like, it's a whole family. Like, it's all nothing but huge, genuine love and vibes between, like, everyone, bro. And, like, even, like, the strangest people, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'd be, like, someone who is just, like, in their eyes and, like, most other people's eyes, like, an outcast and total, like, weird person, quote-unquote, in air quotes, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't think people are really, like, weird. But, to like someone who like you would look at and be like, oh yeah, like that guy's cool as shit, and everyone getting along and not no sort of like weird wall in between everybody. And so I don't know, man, like really the community that's been built is just, it's so positive and like no one like hates on each other. And it's just like if we don't like something that someone's doing, it's more so like let's talk about it and like have each other like a constructive criticism type of like sit down sesh where it's like, hey man, maybe you should work on this, and like I don't like the way you like talked about this, or like I don't know, it's just everyone's a lot more communicative and just like it's cool, bro. I don't know, it's different. It's a different atmosphere. It's a new level, and it's a new light on everything, bro. So it's honestly it's a really big blessing from like the universe and God to just be able to like do what I'm doing now and have the mind space that I have as opposed to like where I was just with like life. So
what do you feel triggered your evolution into like this new Connor? Because I felt like I kind of knew the old Connor, but now I have to re-know Connor. Like the person that I knew was a lot more focused on what people thought of them, and I feel like with growing up, you've kind of like come more into your skin, kind of like everybody else.
Yeah. And
like really described yourself differently, and that sets you apart, as opposed to like, oh, I'm the shit. Fucking set me apart. Like look at me.
Right.
It's more like. I want to know more about your journey of self-growth and like what really like caused your mind to shift, like that turn corner.
Yeah, man, that's actually a really good question. I appreciate you asking. Really, I guess like the shift majorly was, I mean, to be honest, bro, I lost like everything all at once. Like
girlfriend, like
yeah, girlfriend, job, fucking living situations, goddamn, like everything, bro. Like I went from like, I guess, stable to a degree to like not having shit, and then just all my old past traumas from like when I was a kid and not really actually like properly dealing with them or like trying to figure out how to properly deal with it, and like just kind of would tuck it in the back of my mind, push it away, and act like I was A-okay every single fucking day, like, you know, and like just I gave so much people like me and I wasn't getting anything in return. And so like really just the constant take and like nothing giving, like it kind of made me just have to like flip a switch and like be like, all right, well, no one's gonna change my shit for me, so like I have to change it myself. And so I actually started going to like therapy, and I've never done that in my life before. I always thought that shit was like a scam and like just like I'm paying someone to be my friend, like, you know, but it's not even the case. Like, really, like, when I went, I really got to, like, see, like, an outside perspective of, like, my life, and then, like, just them, like, kind of, like, giving you key little, like, details of, like, well, how about this, that I'm not, like, you know, I'm not going to exactly describe my situation fully, but, like, just, like, giving me key details on, like, maybe, like, how the other person maybe, like, their perspective was, and, like, maybe where they were at, and, like, trying to, like, then communicate with them rather than just, like, building situations in my head, too, because I'm really good at doing that. I'm really good at just, like, automatically assuming the worst. Like, if someone doesn't hit me up, like, or we set a plan, and then, like, I don't hear from them or nothing, like, I immediately think in my head, like, oh, they don't fuck with me anymore, and I must have did something to them. And that's just, like, old past traumas from, like, within my own family that, like, even when I didn't do shit, I would get blamed for stuff, or I would, like, get, like, shunned or put in the corner, like, you know, just, like, never really got to, like, just be, like, I don't know, myself to a degree, to then also be, like, people don't actually just fucking hate me, like, they just, maybe they're busy, or, like, maybe they're this. So, like, I guess really the, like, key growth was just, like, realizing that me being myself was, like, okay, and, like, the people that are around me, like, they choose to be around me, and they don't hate me, like, when they don't reply to me, or, like, they don't hate me when, like, I don't know, I can't fucking be there for them at a certain time because I'm doing this or that. Like, they're just understanding, and, like, I don't know, I don't let different situations kind of, like, just control everything about me now. So hopefully that answers some of, like, the question. I might have been on a little bit of a ramble and a rant in different aspects and went everywhere on that, but shit.
You covered pretty much 70% of it. What I was thinking about was, like, the time, like, so you said you had stuff going on in your life that made you want to, like, start experiencing therapy and, like, start talking more about your life to somebody else that would listen to you, and, like, when was that, though? Like, was it, like, summer or spring? Like, what year?
Oh, summer of 2020.
Summer of 2020? Like, in the middle of the pandemic, like, he was in that hell?
Yeah.
Like, fighting demons pretty much, and we're like...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely fighting demons. And, like, to be real with you, if it wasn't for, like, Panda, too, like, he really helped me in a lot of ways of, like, just being there for me to where I wasn't, like, completely alone in my mind, because, like, you know, I had to learn...
can be a dark, scary place.
It is, man. Yeah. It is, because, you know, like, a lot of this shit comes down to, like, emotional intelligence, and I feel like I lacked a lot of that, like, in the past few years, and I'm by no means no, like, guru or anything, but, like, you know, I feel a lot more, like, I think more on, like, instead of just thinking on my emotion, I gotta think, like, logic, you know, like, and try to think, like, logically about things, and, like, how things actually are, like, supposed to be, versus just me being like, man, I'm fucking upset about this, and then instead of, like, really analyzing the situation, you know?
It's funny that you mentioned that, because most people that are very, very intelligent kind of lack that emotional intelligence aspect to them. So it just speaks highly of, like, how smart and, like, how sharp you are thinking about stuff all the time. I know I'm dumb because I don't overthink shit at all. I'm a doer. Like, I feel like God put me on this earth to fucking, like, think about it. Nah, that's bullshit. And just start sweeping it and trying to fucking get some type of motion going. Because I feel like that's just, like, part of my like, background and how I was raised. My parents came here from Mexico to work, you know what I'm saying? Like, not on slouch shit. They didn't come here to fucking go to the park on Sunday and fucking...
and think about...
Yeah, go to the gym. No, they're good. No. Out here grinding. Like the Colombians at fucking Symphony right now. Fucking...
I'm dead.
Getting that shit going, boy. Shout out to them. Respect all my immigrants, you know. Ain't nobody illegal. Every single person got a right to be in this bitch. We in here with Connor Gibbons. Panda, how you feeling?
I'm doing good, man. I'm in the cut, man. I'm in the cut. I've been doing good. Been busy, tired.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about, like, your pandemic experience and, like, the shift. Well, how your shit changed from before pandemic to now.
Crazy, bro. Like, literally... Wild story, right? So fucking right before the pandemic shit happened, right? I think it was like March 13th is when I got what is it, Lego or whatever. Not
Lego
fired, but like
furloughed.
That's the word. Yeah. So I got furloughed, right?
From
Basically, from this place at Chewy's, is a Tex-Mex restaurant. Serve tables, whatever. And I just got back from being in San Antonio with my boy Wiz and an old friend, and we after the Excision show happened, like right before he went on, I had got word from one of the guys that works backstage or whatever. He's like, "You said you're from Dallas?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Hey, we just canceled the Dallas show," and I'm like, "What? You guys canceled the Dallas show? Like the tour's over?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I see people like walking around in hazmat suits at the show, like chilling, you know. And to me, I'm kind of just, you know, the Pandaverse. I'm just in the cut, and I'm like, I'm just watching like a video game right now. And then I was like, oh, it's really happening. Okay. And so I turned up, and I had a crazy night, man. And basically, I get back to like Dallas and Fort Worth,
like the night before the pandemic officially started, type shit.
Yeah,
like you went out with a bang.
Basically, yeah. And then I came back, bro.
Dope.
And this freaking truck, like I'm turning right to get on this ramp, and this truck hits me. There's a hit and run, bro. My freaking I'm turning this, my axle like breaks off, and it's like.
What car were you driving?
It was a Honda Accord, 2002, I think, 2001.
Okay, so that was about to break off anyway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was. That was a problem. That was my toy, bro. I treated it as such. Like, that was my little toy, bro. And the moment it happened, I was like, I started smiling, right? I don't know why, I was crazy. And it's just shoveling into the concrete like sand, like sand.
Yeah.
And I just stopped. And then car basically totaled and everything and get it towed away. And I was like, whatever. And called my job. I was like, I can't come in. They're like, just call me Tuesday. Call Tuesday. Like, yeah, actually, like, referring everybody because stuff's happening. And so all that happened. I was like, okay, well, I'm not working anymore. And I was getting checks from the government or whatever. But, like,
lucky.
You know, I was doing the quarantine stuff or whatever. And just being away from everybody was weird, bro. But it was, a lot of people were showing their true colors, bro. And it was wild. A lot of people being like, just friends that I had, like, stuff was just crumbling, just left and right. All because of we're like stuck inside or whatever, you know? And it wasn't even about the quarantine stuff. It was just it was just a crazy time. Like everything's happening at once, and then I actually could see it in front of me, who all these people are that kind of just, I don't need to be around, or they're like not any good for me, or, you know, whatever the hell. And so.
Is that when you two started hanging out with each other more?
I feel like we were hanging out with each other more, like right before, but no, what year is that? Because 2019?
2019 going into 20. Like
2019, we were like kicking it, but we really heavily started kicking it in 2020.
Yeah, and so I stopped hanging with.
See how people. God takes people out of your life and then puts the right people in.
It's crazy.
But we're not gonna talk about it.
No, yeah, straight line.
But it really like started driving me more to like just work on my like the music and the art and the videos that I do. I bought a little DJ controller and I got a MIDI, and I just started just practicing and just drawing more and getting more into my craft, and like started learning more about myself. And then I started taking my image more seriously, you know. And so like now I have this whole freaking avatar that I am, you know, Panda.
Yeah.
Like I feel crazy sometimes when I don't have my war paint on, you know.
Yeah.
It feels weird. And I feel comfortable with it on so much that I'll get looks from people and I'm just like, what are you looking at me for? You know, it's weird. I don't think anything of it. And I get compliments and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot I did this, you know. And half the time I did this in like, half the time I did this in like 15 minutes, bro. I was counting earlier. It was 4:08 when I started, and then it was like 4:20. I was like kind of done. Yeah. Really.
Okay. And then he went. It's fun, dude. I like drawing on shit. I might fuck around and pull up on one paint one day. The world may never know.
But yeah, man, the quarantine kind of brought all this together, man. And like the only pandemic, like I personally could say, like I benefited from the pandemic. There's people that genuinely say like their life was ruined from it, and but all of it was going on. I was coming up, like I was getting W's left and right. Like while people were still stuck at home and just complaining, even if I was stuck at home or I couldn't get out or something, I was still making a play. We still made a move. Anytime we went out, it was major. It was important. And even like now when I go out and do stuff, if I go hang out with my friends or we're going to like a little show, EDM show, people just think I'm out bullshitting. I'm literally networking. I'm out legit in my head. Because I have fun at work. I've had fun at school and I hated school. I genuinely did not like in school. I just liked the electives. You know, that's what got me through it, you know?
Yeah.
And so when I kind of can find fun.
What was your favorite elective in school?
Favorite elective?
Yeah.
I would say arts. Yeah, I mean JROTC. I didn't even find that as elective. I found that like that was just a class. I love JROTC. I did 4 years of that.
Yeah.
I love ROTC. That was fun. But art,
shipped
like,
off, huh?
boy, I didn't want to go to the military. It was just funny.
Yeah.
It was crazy because it was like
You served in the
I
JROTC like
I did, bro. I did. It was an
No,
army.
there was a fight. They would send y'all in.
We're like one of the best battalions, bro. But I learned like structure. I learned about structure and like I learned a lot more about respect and whatnot, you know. And so like I kind of learned a lot more how to talk to people, right? Because at some point when I was a senior, I was a captain of like 30 kids or whatever, or at least 20. That's you know maybe most, but at least like 20 kids. And a lot of them freshmen, you know. So there's the freshmen you have half and half. You got half that are like they got it, you know, in their head. They do, and they're gonna be good. And there's the other half where I don't know, they're just there. They got it, but they're just there, you know. And but some of these kids, they don't have anybody that actually just tells them some real shit, you know.
Yeah.
That they can relate to around the same age. And I feel like that's something that has been missing, but it's always there. But I feel like some people just don't know how to communicate, and that's one thing I learned in JROTC compared to just people that, you know, obviously didn't fucking do JROTC.
Yeah.
It's just little things that I learned in there that I can't really like express more than I learned how to speak to people and how to read people more, you know. And I love astrology. I'm in astrology and everything.
Yeah.
And
Connor, what was your favorite elective?
My favorite elective? Shit. I was a culinary. That was pretty fun.
Well, yeah. What'd you do?
So in Allen, I graduated from Allen High School, and
Yeah.
so in Allen we had like a whole entire restaurant called like Blue, like inside.
Shut the
of it.
fuck up. See, he said culinary, but like when I went to high school, it was like, all right, open up the pack of Grands, fucking spread that shit out, put some
And then
pizza sauce on it, yeah.
and then put it in the oven.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we had like a whole ass restaurant in there, man. So like,
See, this is white privilege 101.
what?
Yeah, nope. You can't convince me. I went to Lakeview. That shit is right down the street. Boy, I was scared of getting stabbed every day. If I could have been in the cooking elective, in that bitch cutting up, Your Honor, there would not have been one potato that would have been safe for me, boy. It was too much, man. I actually took the same culinary class, and I saw a kid crush a perk and fucking snort it. So,
No.
yeah.
in the kitchen?
In class.
In the class kitchen?
In the class kitchen.
Yeah, in classroom, sir.
Hell no.
He took it.
Yeah, so
Sure,
you're gonna go with culinary. That was like your favorite one.
I mean
didn't
that or
expect
theater arts was really fun
I did
too.
not expect that.
Yeah.
Like, theater arts was really good. Like, cause before I even started wanted to really do. I mean, I don't know. I always kind of wanted to do music, but I really wanted to be an actor too.
When you were a kid.
Yeah.
That was like your dreams and aspirations.
Yeah,
like, as a
that
child?
and music. Yeah,
Yeah.
like really, cause like really, what me got music was like Guitar Hero and Rock Band. I was like, shit, I'm trying to be on stage and like jam out and do that shit too.
Yeah.
And then really like cooking was just like. My mom is like a really big like cook.
Yeah.
And it's actually so funny because I really don't cook anything anymore, really. But yeah, she was like a really big cook, and so I don't know. I just like always enjoyed like food, and then like high school came around, they like offered a culinary class, and I was like, I want to do that shit, and yeah, like. So it was one of the most fun, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, but like I said, theater arts second up though. Theater arts second up. But actually, an elective that they didn't have in Allen, but they had it in Michigan, because like that's where I'm from. In Plymouth, Michigan, they had an elective wood shop class.
Yeah.
And like, bro, that shit was fun as fuck. You
Yeah.
had to like cut up, wood, like
Yeah.
make fucking like, bro. I have this wooden toy truck that I like made in 6th grade that I still have to this day.
Yeah.
Like. At the crib, and then this like fish that's like on like a stand, like that. Yeah, that was a really fun ass elective.
I love it. That was the story I was looking for right there. My favorite elective when I was in high school was probably art class. I was art class president.
Ooh.
So not president treasurer, some shit like that. I wanted to be president. That was my version of it. But we fucking like had pottery shit and clay. And I played football too, but I was never like hanging out with the football kids constantly. Like we would go and hang out and like do shit after football or like all that social sphere. And then aside from that, I was in art club and academic decathlon, which was like all where all the cool Indian nerd drama was going on.
Okay, yeah.
We were lit. We were figuring out where to get the Adderall. We were like, we need to stay up and study about Russia.
Where to get the Adderall?
Where do we find it?
Oh, that's funny.
That's
funny. Those the beans.
The beans, yeah, the senso beans.
The senso beans.
Yeah, man. I really wish like.
Oh my god.
Really, I did all that like pottery and stuff like that. I did that like outside of school. Like, I was really like blessed and fortunate to have like my grandpa. He lives in Key West, and then like my uncle. He's a really big like artist in like the art world, I guess, like with sculptures and paintings and just like sorts of like all weird shit.
Cool. What's his name?
His name's Jeff Gibbons.
Cool. Yeah.
And so like he actually went to college for a little while in Key West, and so he was doing like he's going for like, his art major, so he could like teach, and he's actually in Germany right now, like teaching like kids like art and like
yeah, super cool.
Yeah, it's just like crazy as fuck to me. Like he's honestly a really big inspiration in my life. But really like if it wasn't for him doing that, then I wouldn't have really been like into like all the pottery and stuff, because they didn't offer that like in school for me, and like art classes in school, like it wasn't like actually like express yourself art. Like you had to like really hit whatever the fuck the teacher wanted. And
yeah. It was check the boxes.
Yeah, like and I'm not like good at like I can't draw. So like whenever there was like the drawing segments and like this and that, bro, I would fail art. Like I wouldn't like.
You know.
And so like that shit was so discouraging. Like why the fuck would I? You know what I'm saying? Like how are you gonna fail me at art?
I was actually thinking about that the other day because most like I was listening to this podcast about Van Gogh, right?
Yeah.
And Van Gogh was actually huge in the art sales world. That's how, because I'm a salesperson by trade. Like I like read about it and think about it. So Van Gogh's family was actually in the trade of selling art, and for them to go and place a painting at a museum, for somebody to go up there and bid and give them, I'll pay 800,000 euros for this. I'll pay fucking €1.5 million euros for this. It had to hit the like several different little check marks, like you were saying, that would grade the art and be like, well, they're using good high quality paint. It's a good high quality frame. It's made of all the shit that's nice.
Right.
The painting of it is by an artist that's painted for this. They've already sold this painting, and there would be like the whole pedigree that would track down like how much the art was worth. Basically, so to like give people some guess room to like help estimate the actual value. Right. So their new like grading structures, new like things were all actually set up right after Van Gogh died and after all his paintings sold for millions and millions of dollars, and like, you know, pretty much Van Gogh became Van Gogh because his paintings like were just barely right off the mark of what people thought would be good. They're like, well, shit, like that's kind of how you decide that it's a new style, that it's a new vibe, something different, more creative, that is actually more valuable.
Right, not so cookie cutter.
Yeah, than something that you can grade, right? So every time there's been, from that point in history, every time there's been like a new expression of art, like when people go from drawing like all the little boxy square things to like photorealism, or when they go from drawing very, very abstract things to drawing very more like concrete nature type stuff, they have a rule now where there's an artist that's like that good, that like their shit is hidden to that level, they can kind of like almost start grading people to that. They're like, well, he's the new leader of the new school while he's alive, so like we're gonna try to sort of decide what's cool and what the taste of art is now compared to this. And it actually happened right after Paul Van Gogh died, because Van Gogh was crazy. Like he was like really like devoutly religious and like Christian, like he believed he was gonna go to hell for like just doing random shit, and he would beat himself up about it all the time, and how he would get over it. He would like go take walks and just like paint, but then he would show them to his brother that was like the salesman of the art, and then his shit would be like, you're doing such an awesome job. I'm so glad that you found this hobby that you love to do and that it's filling your life with joy. Have some money. Just keep painting, enjoy yourself, eat. And then his brother would take the painting and be like, this is dog shit, and go fucking hide it in the shed.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
They just didn't appreciate it. Like, they saw it and they were like, this is almost good. Instead of like, it's its own different style.
Mid. That's what they're saying.
Almost good.
This is mid.
Yeah. Well, they wouldn't even think it was mid. They just thought it was like kind of goofy. Actually,
the fuck is that?
You could draw a tree, right? You know that, right? You don't have to fucking do a bunch of tiny little dots and fucking the tree.
Add all the texture.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a
Yeah,
complexity.
you know you can just fucking a tree, right? You don't have to. Yeah, but since his mind worked different, he had all a bunch of weird different things wrong with like his body and his brain or whatever. Like, it made him who he was. It made him be able to create that. And he was also super duper obsessed. So it also like reminds me a lot about you, right? Because you're one of those people that are one track minded, and I feel like you have made some big sacrifices for your art in what you're actually like showing people. So I just wanted to give you your flowers while you're alive, because that shit is rare, bro. Like, it's hard to be a real artist out here. It actually really is.
I appreciate that. So much more, bro. Damn.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Think about it like this. What are some of the things you feel like you've had to sacrifice to actually get to where you are now?
Friendships, money, my family even. Man.
Is there a bridge that's too far? Is there something that you wouldn't sacrifice to like go all out?
I don't think so, man. Like,
Interesting.
I don't know, like, obviously, I guess, like, the bridge wouldn't be, like, to, like, cross my, like, inner circle, like, my family type of people, like, that, you know what I'm saying, like, that's a no-go. Like,
So loyalty.
Yeah.
Loyalty is a bridge too far.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
So
yeah, that's hard.
sense-
That's a t-shirt right there.
Low-key, yeah. And so, like, but at first, I just took it, the way you asked it was just, like, with like, giving up stuff, like, if I had to up and leave all my shit here to, like, go to California or wherever I'm needed to, like, say open up for somebody or go into the studio with someone that could, like, really alter my life or, like, whatever the case may be, like, I'm gonna do it, like, even if it results in, like, fuck, I don't know how I'm finna, like, keep a roof over my head, like, on the first of the month, or, like, I don't know, so...
That's that real life hunger right there. That's the shit that's gonna almost always guarantee success, because you're willing to let interest compound and do the small shit every day, plus you're willing to take that big risk. So let's say success is where X marks the spot, right? Right here is you have to be driven, determined, you have to be one track minded, and you have to like show proof of growth every day, like literally have a receipt. And this right here is balls. This right here is like the ability to make that tough decision and be like, I'm going, fuck it. And then this is where these two things cross. And that's X marks the spot. That's where success is.
Thanks, man.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well.
I'm proud of you, though, bro.
Yeah.
Like, because, like, just from, like, your growth of when I first met you and, like, what you were trying to do, like, you had all these different, like, envisionments. Like, this even, for example, like, I remember when you told me, like, man, I want to do a podcast one day, da-da-da. Now, like, here we are, like, a few years later, and, like, you actually, like, doing it, like,
It's mostly because of Matt. Matt's been doctor on my ass.
And it's great to have someone like that on your corner, bro, because like, I feel like I'm, like, the doctor on my ass to everybody around me.
Yeah, that's
so,
clean!
Like, so it's, like, it's great to have that person, bro, because, like, otherwise, then it's, like, how you were saying that one-track mind where it's, like, hey, we got to get to the treasure, like...
Yeah.
Like when you have your map and you're looking and there's all these different directions that you want to go in, so you do a little bit of foot heel and you're like, all right, no, I want to go this way, like, instead of just like, all right, we need to, like, go, like, I feel like sometimes without that kind of, like, direction, like, even though it's not necessarily them, like, forcing you to do it, because you still do it on your own, but, like, just having that person that's, like, in your ear, like, it actually keeps you driven to keep it running and moving and not letting the engines die out.
Push me to the edge.
Hey,
push me to the edge.
You feel me though? But like for real, man, it's really great to have like that type of person like in your corner. Like, so seriously, I'm proud of you though, man. Like, and like I know we haven't talked in a while, and like, but just to like see where your energy is, and like you just seem more motivated than ever right now to like really get shit moving. Like, it seems like you took your break that you needed for your own mental clarity and like sake.
It was to make money.
And like that's mental clarity too, though, because like when you got everything clogged up in your mind, like how am I finna afford this? How am I be able to get this? What I can't put marketing into this. Oh, I can't get this new camera.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't get this new microphone. Like, money is a huge fucking stress and a problem, bro. Like, and it causes a lot of like mental blockage, like, because you can't just like sit and like actually think about like what you wanted to intend to think on, because like there's a million and one things like blocking it, on top of just like normal life bullshit that we deal with anyways. Not always about money, obviously, like you can be going through whatever, but like regardless though, nonetheless, like I'm proud of you for like
one of the
keeping it.
Like the craziest things that one of my old bosses would tell me back when I was working at AT&T was money is not going to be the deciding factor at the end of the day if you are going to be happy or successful, or if you're going to end up coming home feeling like you did something that day. money is gonna help you put space between whatever problems you have and your actual emotions. So he straight up told me, like, do you want to fucking cry in your O3 Corolla? Or are you fucking trying to cry in your Benz? Yeah. And when he hit me with that shit at 7:30 in the morning while I was getting my coffee, I was like, all right, first off, you practiced that, hoe. Congratulations. Yeah. Second off, you're clean as hell for that.
But it's true, though. Yeah. Like, it's 100% true. So, but no, nonetheless, man, like, you've always kept a very positive and, like, outgoing and very driven, like, attitude within yourself. And so you should really, like, be proud of yourself and admire that about you, because, like, it's really actually, like, inspiration to others, bro, including myself. So, like, just like I said, you're positive all the time, bro, and the love, like, is much appreciated, and, like, keep admitting that into the world because it needs it, bro. Like,
one of the things that I realized kind of early on during the pandemic is that, like, loving something is free. Deciding that you want to support something is free. Deciding you want to, like, reach out to somebody is free. Because when we were super duper stuck at the house, there was, like, nothing really you could do but fucking call the people. There's really nothing you could do but, like, kind of, like, focusing more on yourself.
Literally.
Yeah. Because I think 2020 was, like, when I decided that I wanted to, like, try the whole, like, corporate life. So, like, for the past almost 2.5 years, I was, like, working my way up the corporate ladder to, like, own my own fucking AT&T, like, district and just sell phones out of there, right? So I had, like, really, really, really life-changing 2020 because my grandma died, and I realized that, like, my grandma had never actually really seen me grow up. I was, like, always the same, like, fun, like, individual that I've been, and she never really got to, like, see me, like, put on a suit and, like, go to the office, do all that shit. And then I kind of thought about, like, comparatively to all my other, like, family members that are all, like, business people and shit, and I was like, damn, I'm the weird one of the family. And I fucking decided to, like, try to do something different, right? And I got, like, a job, and fucking got a car, and an apartment, and started living like I was, like, just a different ass motherfucker. Thank you, sir. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Water, please.
All right, water break. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Plugged Up podcast. We took a little bit of a water break and basically got to telling some Vegas stories. One of my favorite things about actually doing the show is that, like, in between hangout sessions of recording it. So now we're actually going to move on to my favorite part, which is where you kind of get us to tell your story through music. So we're going to go ahead and play a little bit off of your latest release. What was the name of that sucker?
The Show Must Go On is the name of the project, and I think the first song we should review is Fade Away.
Yeah, I like this one.
We love a good Final Cut Pro ad.
Shout out to me for paying for YouTube Premium, but never actually using the account I paid for it.
Nice.
So this is you on the drums?
Yeah.
Who plays the guitar?
Dylan Rainey. And JBA helped with some of the guitars too. And then Jay Spinner helped, like, orchestrate it all. Helped us put it all, like, in a unison, you know?
The music video for this is gonna be fun.
I really want to get a video for this one.
I'm imagining, like, a car, like a BMW M3 driving around in the night, and then just, like, swoop shots, band on top of a garage, drum shot.
Oh, it's on top of a garage. That's clean.
Just a parking garage.
Right, yeah, with that.
Yeah. You ever check the comments under these?
I think the comments are disabled. I don't know how to turn them on because it auto uploads through my publisher, CD Baby.
Yeah. Shout out CD Baby.
Nah, for real. Big shout out CD Baby. Number one. Don't use DistroKid. CD Baby.
So whenever you're in the studio recording these songs, is it 4 people or 5 people in?
Shit. So when we like made the production to like these songs, really it's like just like 3 of us. Like it was me, Jay Spinna, and then Dylan, or it would be JBA instead of Dylan, and then occasionally it would be the 4 of us in there like making it. But yeah, really it was just like us 3.
You know what I think would be like? I don't know. I feel like for your next album, you're gonna start throwing synths in there. It's like 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and just like fatten it up with something or like a bass or something.
Yeah.
Like fucking.
Man, we got some unreleased stuff that like is. Yeah, I'm gonna have to show you it.
I'm excited. So, the guitar and instrumentalization of it is kind of reminding me a lot of, like, have you ever heard of a band called Joy Division?
Nah.
Well, you gotta look up Joy Division. It's kind of.
I'm Iraq. You might know me from you.
It's British music, kind of like on the same vein, more emotional stuff. But what I really like about it is that it's got all this, and it's a thumper because like they'll just put like a bass line under it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
dope. It's dope. Our next track.
Yeah, shoot. The next track I really want to go over is Forever, featuring my brother 6'4" Panda over here, man.
Okay.
It's actually this is one of the more like fun, uplifting songs in the whole project because the rest of the album is more of like heartbreak, mental health, anxiety, depressions, and things like that.
Summer Day at the Park vibes.
Exactly, on the beach.
When you say my name, it's like, oh, oh, oh. It's the way it feels when you touch my skin. Feeling better now, but it really hurt back then. You're my forever drug and I just can't get enough of your love.
Yeah, it's crazy. This song actually just broke, I think, like over 20K on Spotify.
It's a fucking banger.
Do you have a music video for it?
No, that's one we're gonna be shooting very soon. Like very soon. Like in the next like month.
You know what you're doing for it?
We kind of got this like idea to do it in like so his whole brand is like PCU, Panda Clan University. So it's like his whole concept is like his whole concept behind his brand is like you don't need school to like do what you want to do. Just like get up off your ass and like apply it to yourself and like learn the knowledge that you need to like for what you're trying to do. And so we're gonna actually like be at his like PCU like the school stadium and like be performing like at like the stadium and have like everybody that we know that is like all cool. Basically everyone we know has a cool vibe and like look and aesthetic to them, and bring everybody out and like have it this like big massive like kind of like stadium feel to it. So that's what we're gonna do for the video.
Fucking super dope. When did you like? When did you guys first make your first song?
2018.
One of my favorite things about you guys together is the kind of like different directions your voices go. What I feel like you add a lot to Connor's music is a bass that kind of like fills in a different register that like just like my favorite songs ever made have a little bit more of that like growl. And you're a
That's
fucking
right,
killer for that. Like, that's one of my favorite things about
Yeah,
this
he
song
definitely
right
got the
now.
growl for sure.
I'm seeing you like leaned up on the front of like an old Pontiac orange convertible car.
It's crazy. You said orange. That's the
But
nice colors.
I'm getting an orange vibe from this. And then like basically, what if you were driving
It's my
to the
color.
stadium,
Yeah.
or like you pop out of the back seat or some shit and you rap or you sing your part. I'm just trying to think of like creative
That's
ideas like
fire.
for the video.
Yeah, that actually is
But-
fire.
Sorry. Orange and green are my brand colors. So you said orange.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Damn, out of all colors, you said orange.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the.
No, that's
the
fire.
Like,
Actually,
this is
I
hard
appreciate
orange
that input.
vibes.
Yeah. Look at
Oh, my forever drug and I just can't get enough of your love. It's the way it feels when you touch my skin. Feeling better now, but it really hurt back then. You're my forever drug and I just can't get enough of your love. Reminisce the days that we tore short too sore. Looking back now, euphoria was there for sure. Read between the lines, let's recatch that vibe.
I love that little back and forth.
The back and forth would felt like mandatory.
Touch my skin, feeling better now, but it really hurt back then. You're my forever drug and I just can't get enough of your love. It's the way it feels when you touch my skin. Feeling better now, but it really hurt back then. You're my forever drug and I just can't get
This is probably a super duper fun live.
Bro, I was about to say this song is so fun to perform live.
it is.
Like it's so fun to perform live.
It really
We get-
is.
We get everyone to do that chant. It's like right before we start off. Like we'll be like, all right, we need y'all's help. Like da da da. And then usually the crowd's like, you know, they're fucking with the first half of the show. They're like, all right, bet we finna give you a little something, you know. And so they just start to like, we'll be like, all right, what do we need you to do? And then like I'll have him hit the like, oh what and then the crowd will be like, oh shit. And then like a good amount of them like I've shout out to everybody who like continuously comes to the shows are like they've been to the shows before, so and they listen to my music, so they know the chants. Then when
Yeah.
people in the crowd already know it, the people who don't know it are like, oh shit, okay, bet, that's simple, like let's do it too.
Yeah.
And then so like it's the most interactive song like out of like all the songs that I feel like I have like out right now. So it's really fun to fucking perform live, man. Like really fun.
Speaking of shows, well, do you have anything else coming up for May or like coming into June?
Yeah, so actually, June, I actually don't have too many shows because I'm actually preparing to go on tour with Lil Tracy.
Okay. Big stepper.
Thank you, man. Thank you, bro. That shit still feels surreal as hell, man. Like, I remember getting hit up about it. Shout out to Aeronautics, shout out Air Life Shows. Tyron, the owner of that, he had tapped in with me and was like, yo, Lil Tracy tour, what's up? And I was like, don't need to tell me twice. Like, I'm there. And so, yeah, I'm co-headlining the Lil Tracy Texas tour. So we're going to be in we're going to be in Houston, July 1st, Dallas, July 2nd, and then Austin, July 3rd. And yeah, that's like the most upcoming shows that I have right now. And then,
Beautiful.
thanks, man.
Heck yeah. Plugged Up Podcast will definitely be in attendance. Plugged Up Podcast will definitely be in the motherfucking house.
Mandatory.
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 Yeah. And the next one that we're going to take home is going to be The Show Must Go On.
The show must go on.
Title.
The album title.
Yeah.
And actually, I'll wait for this ridiculous ad.
I thought that's how you were coming in with that.
This is shit that only happens at the Plugged Up Podcast.
Man.
folks. If you want more of this sweet, delicious idiocy, you can find us everywhere. But just find us on Patreon, goddammit. $1 a month will unlock a brand new subscription to your package that'll let you look at all the behind the scenes of extra juicy good tidbits, going out to dinner, hanging out, shit that you know you want. So, if you can spare it, go ahead and contribute that sucker. Patreon link below.
$1. That's crazy. $1. Like, I had just shot a music video for this.
Up top, my favorite song.
This is me, like, flip the table. Like,
I was telling Matt at the gym that I used to be able to like jump up on tables like in high school, so this would have been the perfect moment for me to just fucking demonstrate my D1 leaping ability and fucking.
It landed right here in the middle.
Then fucking gargoyle stance.
What?
Oh shit. Fucking up.
You're drumming your ass off on this one.
Bro, it's fun.
Yeah. Your little arms can do that.
It's on the wrist.
It's on the wrist. This is my weakest joint in my body.
Man, I feel you.
I'm working on my wrists and my ankles.
Yeah, yeah.
God damn. That one's so hard.
Sink or swim, but I'm drowning in the flame. SOS, I'm sitting here calling your name, and you sit there with a blank face. Watch the time pass, hands moving on the clock. Cardiac arrest, think my heart might stop. Can I trust you to catch me when I drop? Pop a vibe, catch a vibe, make the pain stop. And I sit here still playing pretend, wishing I was with you, holding your hand.
Hard, 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 hard.
Yeah, bro, it's gonna be lit at TCU. Oh my god, bro.
Hard.
Thanks, man.
Super duper hard. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Plugged Up Podcast with Connor Gibbons.
6'4 Panda.
6'4 Panda in the motherfucking house. Is there anything else that you guys want to send the people home with before we fucking go out and get some chicken?
Yeah, so I'm gonna send them home with a quick little something, and I'm gonna let 6'4 send them home with a quick little something.
Yeah.
So I want to send y'all home with never give up on yourself. Do what the fuck that you want to do in this life, and always continue to try to be the best you, and no matter what field you're working in, whether that's your artistry or you want to be a nurse or whatever the fuck you want to do, just remember that no matter how hard life hits, and it can be a bitch, the show must go on, and continue to be your best self. Like, I can't preach that enough. Like, just continue to be you. Don't be scared to be you, and you can achieve anything you want in this life. Don't let someone tell you can't.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Panda.
I say don't let yourself get taken advantage of, and don't let anybody step over you. If they tell you that you can't do it, and you want to do it, and you feel like you can, and you're kind of good at it, you probably should be doing it. So
Growing and getting better every day, folks.
Know your worth. Know your worth.
Thanks.
Heck yeah. So I always like to wrap these up with a final question. So if you could go back and tell yourself, if you could go back and have an interview with yourself at the very beginning of your journey before you decided to start walking your path and actually making music, from what you know today, what would you tell that person?
I would tell that person to not think so much about what somebody cares about you, and to literally just be yourself and not give a fuck about what they have to say, because at the end of the day, someone's not going to like you regardless of whatever the fuck. Someone's always going to try to find something to not like you for. Like, oh, he's too nice, so fuck him. Yeah. Like, there's always a reason. So I would tell myself to not overanalyze and overthink what every person thinks, says, and does towards you, and to just be your best self.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I think for myself, you can be whatever you want to be, genuinely. And whatever you see yourself as, you can express that and be you and succeed at it and 1,000-fold. So, yeah.
Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a Plugged Up Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. You know what to do. Fucking hit the likes, subscribes, follows. That whole thing.
Comment.
I don't want to go through it again. I love you, though. Have a beautiful rest of your day.
Thank you for having us on here, man.